Today's Namaste Yoga continues our Yoga Stories 2 series with the Ayurvedic mantra and resting and nourishment. Hello and welcome to episode 248 of Namaste Yoga. I'm Dr. Melissa West and thank you very much for joining us today. I'm here in front of Trial Beach Ecological Reserve in Victoria, BC, and beautiful Oak Bay is in front of me. And then the Ecological Reserve is behind me. It's a beautiful foggy morning this morning, and so we rushed out as quickly as we could before the fog clears because this is actually the most perfect conditions for filming. And so we're really grateful. It's very calm and the water, and it means that no airplanes can fly, so we don't have to stop a million times while we're filming, which is really nice for us for some flow while we're filming and get a sense of how long things are taking, and it's just really nice for flow. It's a little chilly on the water, but that's okay. I'm wearing a nice fleece this morning, and I'm also wearing my squeeze clothes underneath. I'm wearing my long leggings with the Om Mani Padme Om on them, and then I'm wearing a really nice bamboo top that has the love on it. And I'm wearing the new headbands too, which are really fun. And I want to thank Dusky Leaf too for our props, and you're going to need lots of props today because today is a restorative class because it's all about resting and nourishment. And so we are doing a restorative class. You're going to need your bolsters, I don't think you're going to need your blocks. You're going to need a blanket and a meditation cushion. You're going to need a wall. We have a testimonial from Deborah on SpeakPipe to begin.
Hi Melissa, this is Deborah, and I just wanted to let you know how great this video was. It's been a while since I've been doing them because I've been moving and had some problems with my knees from doing too many lunges and different things with my knees, so a lot of inflammation, and I've been going back to an acupuncturist, and I love the parts about the meridians and the explanations. And I always love it when you do the mudras and put the Sanskrit on the left side and chant it so that I can kind of learn the pronunciation. And it just all felt really good. It actually felt good to my knees as well as my eyes, which really needed it. So I just really love your yoga and appreciate so much what you're doing. And seems like you just keep getting richer and richer in what you give and offer as a teacher. So thank you so much. Been doing yoga for probably 40 years, so I really have a lot to compare it to. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
So thank you, Deborah, so much for your testimonial. It means so much to me that somebody who has so much experience over 40 years of practicing yoga is finding the teachings offered on Namaste Yoga is enriching her practice. I appreciate that so much. And also really great to hear that all the touches that Tim offers from putting the words on the screen are helping too. So thanks for that, Deborah. Okay, we're going to start with Viparit Karini. So that's legs up the wall. And I have some... Yeah, I'm probably not going to do it, honey. So there's a little ledge there that I could use as a wall, but then there's not much in the background for me to lie down on. So I'm going to instruct you on how to get your legs at the wall. You're going to put your mat perpendicular to the wall, and then you're going to get right on the edge of your mat and put your hip right up against the wall, and then swing your legs around and then bring your legs up the wall. Okay, and then you can just scoot yourself in as much as you need to get your legs up the wall, and that's how we're going to begin today. And Tim, I'm going to get you to time us for these practices, so just make sure we don't stay here any longer than 10 minutes. So once you get settled in, allow your buttocks to come as close to the wall as is comfortable for you, and the backs of your legs, and in a way that allows the back of your body to settle comfortably to the ground. You can have your arms by your side, resting with your palms up, or you could have your hands on your belly. You could even have your arms overhead in a T position. See what feels best and most nourishing for you in your body today. And as you rest in Vipreet Karini here, legs up the wall, you're going to repeat the phrases, may I be nourished, may I rest in nourishment, may I be nourished, may I rest in nourishment. Legs up the wall is a fabulous pose to reverse the continual effects of gravity on your body. So all day long you are upright, and this continues to pull everything downwards. And so by coming upside down, it helps to pull gravity. Gravity works in the opposite direction for you. So this helps to move... Where is that raven? Oh, it's a crow. It helps to move fluids back to your heart, so you get fresh oxygenated blood throughout your body. So that fresh oxygenated blood is nourishing your entire system. But also the lymph fluid for your immune system. That fluid has to flow upward against gravity. And so this, when you're standing upright, is right as a challenge against gravity. So when you flow upside down, it's easier for lymph fluid to flow too. So that's why legs at the wall is very nourishing for your immune system as well. May I be nourished. May I rest in that nourishment. This pose is also really good for relieving tired legs and feet. If you stand a lot for your work, then this is a great way to finish your day. It's also a great way to start your day if you didn't sleep well. May I be nourished. May I rest in that nourishment. And then this position is also good for refreshing your brain with fresh oxygenated blood. May I be nourished. May I rest in that nourishment. May I be nourished, and may I rest in that nourishment. So go ahead and bend your knees. Roll to your right side. And make your way away from the wall. You can, if you're going to slide your mat away from the wall, you can slide your mat away from the wall. You're going to need your bolster for the next restorative posture that we're going to do. You can take your bolster and place it along the left side of your mat. And you'll lie on your back with your legs straight out and take your arms out beside you in a soft T. Bend your right knee, press into your right foot, tuck your left hip all the way under, and then take your right leg on top of the bolster. So you could use a stack of pillows here instead, or a rolled up towels or sleeping bag. So allow yourself to be as comfortable as possible in this pose. And rest here. And this pose really helps to hydrate your spinal discs. And it relaxes and lengthens and realigns your spine. So as you rest in this pose on this side, repeat these phrases. May my spine be nourished, and may I rest in that nourishment. May my spine be nourished, and may I rest in that nourishment. May my spine be nourished, and may I rest in that nourishment. May my spine be nourished, and may I rest in that nourishment. May my spine be nourished, and may I rest in that nourishment. And then roll onto your back. Press into your right foot and untuck your hips. And take your bolster over onto the right side of your mat. Keeping your arms out in a soft T, you're going to bend your left leg. Press into your left foot. Tuck your right hip under and take your left leg onto the bolster. And then you're going to rest here. So this pose also massages your abdominal organs and strengthens your abdominal muscles. So it helps to tone your waistline, and it also helps to remove toxins from your abdominal organs. It helps to encourage the flow of fresh blood into your digestive organs and increases the health and function of your entire digestive system. So your phrases on this side are, may my digestion be nourished, and may I rest in that nourishment. May my digestion be nourished, and may I rest in that nourishment. And may my digestion be nourished, and may I rest in that nourishment. May my digestion be nourished. May I rest in that nourishment. So slowly roll onto your back. Press into your left foot. And untuck your hips. And allow your twist to unravel from your body. And then find a way to make your way up to seated for our mantra and mudra today. You can either sit cross-legged seated on a meditation cushion or a folded blanket so that your hips are higher than your knees, so your knees can rest on the ground easily. Or you can sit in a chair or kneeling on a yoga block, whatever is most comfortable for you today. Today we are doing the Ayur mantra and the Samput Mudra. This is the mudra for the inner self. It's one of my favorite all-time mudras, probably one of my most favorite mudras. So the way that it works, it's like the Anjali mudra, where you bring your hands together in the prayer position and then you pull I guess this would be your hand knuckles out. So there's space in the palms of your hands. And then what happens is your thumbs are lined up towards each other. So hold the mudra. It won't quite go in front of your heart. It may on you, but you're supposed to lower it to wherever it rests comfortably in front of your torso. And this is said to balance all 5 elements, and it benefits your heart and your lungs. It reduces mental and emotional suffering. It serves as a gateway to directly experience your exquisite openness and your original nature. So you can hold this while we sing the mantra today. We'll do it in call and response one time here. We're focusing on not the last line of the mantra today, but the second last 2 lines of the mantra today, which are all about nourishing ourselves and resting in that nourishment. And that's why we're chanting this mantra today, to nourish ourselves and to rest in the nourishment. And so as you chant this mantra today, just reflect on how this mantra practice nourishes you. And if you don't find mantra practice nourishing to you, that's fine too. Okay, so let's make space for this mantra with breath and a sigh. You hold the mudra. I'll focus on leading the mantra. Ayurdehi pranam. Sorry, we're doing call and response. So I have to sing each line twice, don't I? Let's try that again. Ayurdehi, Ayurdehi, pranam dehi, pranam dehi, apanam dehi, apanam dehi, vyanam dehi, vyanam dehi, chakshur dehi, chakshur dehi, shrotam dehi, shrotam dehi, mano dehi, mano dehi, vacham dehi, vacham dehi, atmanam dehi, atmanam dehi, pratishtham dehi, pratishtham dehi, mam dehi, mam dehi, mai dehi, mai dehi. So you can stay seated with the Samput Mudra to receive the teachings for today. So today's class is about the 10th and 11th lines of the Ayur mantra, Pratishtham Dehi. May I rest in that nourishment, and Mam Dehi, may I be nourished. This week we focus on the importance of this entire mantra and nourishing ourselves. In this class, we let go of doing and come into being to find nourishment. Coming into our stillness and supporting our being allows our parasympathetic nervous system to engage, conserving energy, slowing your heart rate, decreasing blood pressure, increasing intestinal and gland activity, and allowing your gastrointestinal tract to relax. Letting go of doing through nourishing practices like restorative yoga, like we are doing today, allows your mind to drop into an alpha state, which is relaxed, yet focused and receptive. Throughout our normal day-to-day activity, we are usually in a beta brainwave cycle. And this cycle is associated with stress, anxiety, overthinking. And in this kind of cycle, our mind becomes preconditioned to react negatively. So, you know, when our mind just normally goes to that kind of negative reaction, there's no point in beating ourselves up about that because it's just our kind of, we're wired that way. So you can let yourself off the hook for that. Beta frequency is also related to hypertension, increased heart rate, increased blood flow, cortisone production, and glucose consumption. So it's really important that we take this time out of our day for these kinds of nourishing practices where we slow our brainwaves down with meditation and restorative practices like yoga, and especially slower practices like restorative yoga. In our success-driven, goal-oriented culture, there tends to be little emphasis placed on the value of nourishing ourselves. The mantra instead is do more, be more, produce more, accomplish more, achieve more, attain more, possess more, strive more, compete more, and work more. Taking time to nourish ourselves through non-doing is a radical act of subversiveness in our culture. Sandra Maitri, author of The Spiritual Dimension of Enneagram, says, if your soul is supported in developing and unfolding, it will naturally be drawn towards its essence, which is its inner truth. Spiritual development, then, is really a matter of non-doing and removing the obstacles and log jams that impede the flow of our souls. I think oftentimes we feel like if we don't do something, nothing is going to happen. Yet, being acts through us and nourishes us on a very deep level when we practice yoga, especially restorative practices like today. So rather than doing it yourself, what would it be like to allow these practices to be through you? What would it be like to receive these nourishing practices? What nourishment would you like to receive from this practice today? Begin to form an intention of what it is you're trying to create, sustain, release, or let go of in your life right now. And form an intention of how this practice today can best serve you. And then once you've formed your intention, you're going to take your bolster and place it lengthwise along your mat. And then we are going to rest over your bolster for your supported back bend here. So this is Salamba Matsyasana. Salamba Matsyasana helps to reverse that rounded posture that we all get into from sitting at our desks and being rounded over computers and personal electronic devices and driving, riding your bikes even, all those kinds of things create those rounded postures. So it's good to reverse the effects of those postures by resting over a bolster to help to open up your chest. It's a really great antidote to depression too. That kind of rounded posture sinks your chest and creates sadness, grief. It heightens those more morose feelings. So it reverses that by opening up your chest. It also really helps to open up your breathing channels because your lungs are right underneath your rib cage here, and you're really opening that up. So your phrases that you'll repeat here are, may my breathing be nourished, and may I rest in that nourishment. May my breathing be nourished, and may I rest in that nourishment. May my breathing be nourished, and may I rest in that nourishment. May my breathing be nourished. May I rest in that nourishment. Great. For the next pose, you're going to put your bolster off to the side and get your assistant to bring you a rolled up blanket instead. Okay, so while you get your blanket, basically what you're going to do is create a small bolster out of this blanket. So I'm opening mine up and I'm just going to roll it up. And that's going to be about perfect. You're just creating something to put underneath your knees so that there's a little support underneath your knees for the flow, nice flow of energy. That'd be nice. And then you're going to lie down on your back. And from here, you're going to take your arms all the way overhead. So many of you know I'm dealing with frozen shoulder on my left side, so my one arm doesn't go all the way overhead right now. But this is real yoga for real people, and we're not all perfect, so that's okay here, right? So you're gonna imagine that my left arm is on the ground, and some of you may have issues like this too. So once you get that happening, then, and if you have tight shoulders too, you can always shorten the length of them by holding onto your elbows instead. That can help a lot too. When you decrease the length of the lever, it sometimes increases your flexibility as well. So what we're going to do here is take your whole torso over to the left side so that you're opening up your right side body. So you're going to be here for a little while. So make sure it's comfortable and something that you can stay with. It's a nice restorative posture that's giving you stretch along your right side body, a nice restorative side bend. So this pose, this Supta Ardha Chandrasana, reclined half moon pose, it helps to lengthen the muscles between your ribs and your low back. It improves the mobility of your rib cage, making it easier for you to breathe. It stretches your latissimus dorsi muscle, which extends from the back of your waist to your armpits, your quadratus lumborum, your QL, which sits deep in the back of your waist, attaching to the top of your back pelvis and running up to the lowest rib of your back. And your quadratus lumborum, your QL, it becomes quite short from sitting in chairs a lot, and you don't get a lot of opportunity to stretch it a lot during your day-to-day activity. And your low back, kind of just below your rib cage in your low back, that's where your kidneys sit too. So you can focus here on nourishing your kidneys as you rest in this posture. So your phrases for this side are, may my low back be nourished, and may I rest in that nourishment. May my low back be nourished, and may I rest in that nourishment. May my low back be nourished, and may I rest in that nourishment. May my low back be nourished. May I rest in that nourishment. May my low back be nourished. May I rest in that nourishment. May my low back be nourished. May I rest in that nourishment. And then come back to the center. Take a deep breath in. And then side bend to the other side. Allowing the left side of your body to open up. And receive that nourishment on the other side of your body. And this time let's focus on the nourishment that your kidneys and adrenals are receiving here. So your kidneys are known for having your essence energy, and in traditional Chinese medicine you really don't want to run out of that essence energy. It's like your storehouse of energy. So when that storehouse of energy gets depleted, it's hard to build those reserves up again. So by practicing poses like this and many other poses in yoga where you are stimulating your kidneys and your adrenals, you are nourishing your energy. You're building up your storehouse of energy. So your mantra here, your nourishing phrase here could be, may I nourish my energy. May I rest in that nourishment. May I nourish my energy. May I rest in that nourishment. May I nourish my energy. May I rest in that nourishment. May I nourish my energy. May I rest in that nourishment. And then slowly bring your body back to the center and bend your knees. Roll to your side and put your little makeshift bolster that you made with your blanket off to the side, because I think I'll get you to use that for your Savasana today, and bring back your other bolster. We're going to do child's pose with it. So take your knees wider than your bolster, and you're going to fold forward over it and turn your head to one side. And rest with your arms extended out long. So you're going to rest over your bolster in child's pose here. So child's pose gently stretches your hips, your thighs, and your ankles. Which reminds me, if this pose doesn't work for you, because it does compress your knees and your ankles and things like that, you can always lie on your back with your knees to your chest. It massages your internal organs. It calms your brain and helps to relieve stress and fatigue. And it relieves back and neck pain, especially when you do it like this with a bolster, when your head and torso are supported like this. So our phrases in Balasana, child's pose, Salamba are: may my internal organs be nourished. May my internal organs be nourished. Of course, your internal organs as opposed to your external organs. I just realized how ridiculous that is. We can just let that be, may my organs be nourished. Your skin's an organ, yes, that's true. But I just had this ridiculous image of all those organs sitting on the outside of your body. Hopefully all your organs are on the inside of your body. It sounds very lovely though too, doesn't it? May my internal organs be nourished. Maybe we'll leave it at that. It's very internally focused. I hope you can stay zen with this now that I hope I haven't wrecked it for you. May my internal organs be nourished. And may I rest in that nourishment. May my internal organs be nourished. May I rest in that nourishment. So slowly allow your breath to deepen and start to make your way out of your supported child's pose. You can take your bolster and put it off to the side now, and then take your smaller man-made, self-made bolster for under your knees now for your Savasana. Go ahead and lie down on your back. You may even want to get a blanket to place over top of you if you're chilly. And tuck your shoulders underneath you. And you can rest back here for Savasana. And as you rest back here, I will read you a poem by Mary Oliver. This is a favorite Mary Oliver poem called Today. And as always with the poems or quotes that I read to you in Savasana, if it resonates with you, great, then you can allow it to really sink in, and whatever meaning or insights or awarenesses come to you from these poems, and great, allow yourself to absorb them and receive the wisdom that comes to you from them. And if they don't make sense to you or they don't resonate with you, then you can just let them go. So this is Today by Mary Oliver. Today I'm flying low and I'm not saying a word. I'm letting all the voodoos of ambition sleep. The world goes on as it must. The bees in the gardens rumble a little. The fish leaping, the gnats getting eaten, and so forth. But I'm taking the day off, quiet as a feather. I hardly move, though I'm really traveling at a terrific distance. Stillness. One of the doors into the temple. I think that deserves a second reading. Today I'm flying low and I'm not saying a word. I'm letting all the voodoos of ambition sleep. The world goes on as it must. The bees in the garden rumble a little, the fish leaping, the gnats getting eaten, and so forth. But I'm taking the day off, quiet as a feather. I hardly move, though really I'm traveling a terrific distance. Stillness. One of the doors into the temple. So gradually allow your breath to deepen, wiggle and stretch out. Bend your knees and slowly make your way up to seated. So thank you for joining me for episode 248 of Namaste Yoga. If you like today's show, then you can like the show. Share it with somebody that you think might appreciate a restorative class, or taking some time out to be quiet as a feather, to nourish themselves, somebody that you know that might benefit from nourishing themselves. Subscribe to our channel. Leave your comments below. Today's question is, how do you take time to nourish yourself and let go of doing? I would love to hear more about how you take time to nourish yourself and let go of doing. Leave your comments on the website. And if you want more value-added content, if you'd like to take this further and do some more restorative classes, then we have lots more on the website. We have Waning on the membership site. We have Waning to the Dark Moon. That's a 72 minutes of glorious restorative poses with every prop you own. We also have an adrenal gland, a class for adrenal exhaustion. It's a 20-minute class that uses a bolster and a chair. We have a short restorative class. We've nicknamed that the winter hibernation class. It's about 18 minutes long. And then we also have a class as part of our Bhagavad Gita series that's about the warrior Arjuna. You get to know him. He's quite a neurotic character. So we chose to do a restorative class for that one as well. That's a 30-minute class. So our membership site is where we house our value-added content. It's a community of like-minded people who want to deepen their yoga practice. And we really support you in deepening your yoga practice there through forums and meetups and discussion. And I offer lots of support in responding to your comments and give you support in your practice there. So we'd love to have you there, and just wanted to let you know ways that you could forward and deepen this practice on the membership site as well. So that will all be linked in the show notes as well. I'm sending you much love from beautiful British Columbia. May you experience the strength of our mountains, which are behind all this fog here. You can't see them today. May you be as rooted as the trees in our forest, and may your joy be as deep as our Pacific Ocean, which is right behind me. Namaste.
Melissa would love to hear your questions and thoughts. Please leave your comments below the video. Thank you for your reviews on iTunes and YouTube. Your reviews help us to share yoga and a yoga lifestyle with others around the world. If you have a question for Melissa, you can leave a voice message at melissawest.com, and Melissa may answer it in an upcoming blog.